All right, hello everyone. So I'm sure you can hear my child in the background. I'm also sure that you can hear the Lion Guard on Disney Junior in the background. Welcome to my life. So let me get started with what we're going to do. We're going to go over how to, not how to, let me change that, how I write with my Cricut using Crayola fine point markers, or fine line markers rather. There are a million other ways to do this. There are other pens that you can use. You can use the Cricut pens. Somebody suggested, I think it was like a Whisper pen, maybe was the name of it, a Sharpie. You just want to make sure it's the same diameter as the Cricut pen. So if you've been using the Cricut pen, you know that diameter. I've never used a Cricut pen. So I just go by the size of the Crayola fine line markers. So it's the little skinny markers and not the big thick markers. That's what we're going to go over today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Cricut Design Space. And let me close all this out. Leave. I'm going to go to Add. So I want to add a project. My computer's slow, so I'm sorry if it takes a minute to load everything. I'm going to add some text. And I'm just going to write, hello, everyone. I'm going to move that up here. Now, if you look right here at your icon, right here, you see that we're cutting this. You can click that. You can change it to write. You can also change it to score or print. Now, when you change it to write, it does the outline. Because you're using a fine point marker, it's not going to go through and fill that in for you. It's going to just do the outline because that's how we would do it if we were writing it. At least that's my impression. So I'm going to click back over here on my text box. I'm going to go right here to font, drag down. I'm going to come over here where you can filter it. I have not paid for anything on Design Space. Nothing. Told y'all there ain't no shame in my cheapo game. So I'm going to go to My Fonts. That's going to pull up everything that I have for free. You can see right here it says single layer cutting, single layer cutting. None of these say writing. So I'm also going to go to Filter over here. And I'm going to go to Writing. Now I have multi-layer cutting, single layer cutting, writing, single layer cutting, writing. You can see it says writing on all of these. Okay. This is what I have for free that will write. And I can choose any of these. So I'm just going to choose, let's choose Simple Celebrations. And it's going to change that. Hello, everyone, right there. So I'm going to go to Make It. All right. It has it on my mat. It has it ready for me to do. I can move it wherever I want to on my mat. In case you didn't know that, I can click it. I can click my letters there. And I can move those wherever I want to on my mat. So if I'm doing something specific, I can move it around. Okay. So I have that there. I do not want to mirror it. I don't want to mess with anything over here. So I'm going to mash continue. And then it's going to tell me to get my machine ready and all that. So excuse my messy table here. I'm going to show you a few things here. So these are the markers that I'm using. You can see it's just Crayola fine line markers, little small ones. So the first thing that we have to do is get rid of our blade and put in our adapter. In case you have not seen it, this is the adapter. That's the end that goes down. That's the end that goes in the pen, or the pen goes in, I'm sorry, and that's how big it is. Okay. First thing we need to do is remove our blade. In order to do that, we're going to grab the skinny end of our gray piece here. Now, I have the Cricut Explore 1. I'm fairly certain it's the same process on all of the Crickets. On all of the Cricuts. I haven't seen a Cricut Maker. I don't know if it's the same process on those. So maybe look up another YouTube tutorial on those. I don't have an answer for you there. I'm sorry. So anyways, to get the blade out, we're going to grab the skinny piece. I literally have it with my fingernail, and I just pop it open, okay? If you're pulling and tugging on it, you're doing it too hard, and that's not correct. So you just pop it open, pull the blade out. That's it. Okay? So, you have your adapter here for your pen. Take your lid off your marker. You can just drop it down in there, and then give it a slight little push. Don't push too far. If you push it too far, like say I shove it on down in there, it doesn't go in my hole here, okay? So you don't want to do that. You also don't want to mess your adapter up, okay? So drop it in and just snug it in. Just nice little snug. Drop it in your hole, okay? It's all the way in there. You can see it butts up here. And then close this. Okay. I want to show you what I put my setting on my Cricut. So I'm just going to go over this. So you see here we have different settings. Paper, vinyl, iron-on, light cardstock, bonded fabric, and poster board. Now you also see little dots in between each one of those. So this is plus and minus each one of those things. So right here I have paper. So I want to do either paper, paper plus, paper minus, vinyl, vinyl plus, vinyl minus. Okay. I could be wrong on how that works on each one. It may just be minus on each one. It might not be plus. Really not positive. But anyways, for this, I'm using paper, but I'm using regular old computer paper. So I want to go paper minus on paper. Okay, right there. So paper, paper minus. So I'm just going to take my paper here. Now my mat's really dirty, so my computer paper is coming up fairly easy. My mat really needs to be cleaned. If your mat's not dirty, the paper might tear as it's trying to come up. I'm really not sure. It's my understanding that you're supposed to do this with like cardstock or something anyways. So, that being said, I'm going to lay my paper down, line it up as best I can. I'm awful at lining this stuff up. I don't know about you guys. That one did fairly easy though. And then I'm just going to follow the instructions on my screen. So I'm going to load my mat. I think that's where I'm at. Yep. I'm going to mash my button. I'm going to let that get ready. And I'm going to mash my start button. You can see it right in there. Sometimes it'll skip a piece of like a word or something. I found it does that if I have something on my mat where it changes the height of the mat, if that makes sense. So that's it. I'm going to mash my unload button here. You can see right there it says hello everyone. Let's set this down here. Now it does curl it because, again, I'm using regular paper, so it's going to curl as it... Watch it not come off this time just because I said... There we go. Because the way I'm pulling it off, it's going to curl it, but you can easily fix that putting it under a book or something. There you go. Hello, everyone. That's it. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and I'll do my best to answer them. Again, I am no expert. I'm sure there are a million other and better ways to do this.
But I hope I answered some of your questions about writing with your Cricut using a Crayola fine line marker.